Hey guys, how's it going? In this video, I just wanted to show you my favorite legato warm-up concept and various ways that you can use this to not only warm up your left-hand legato technique, but it could also serve as a jump-off point for actually some really cool licks that you could use in a song or solo. So without further ado, let's check it out. Okay, so this concept is developed around a 3-note per string understanding of, in this case, the major scale. I'm going to use A major. And if you know the 3-note per string version of this scale, starting at the 5th fret 6th string, then you're probably aware of A, B, and C sharp being at 5, 7, and 9. D, E, and F sharp at 5, 7, and 9 as well on the A string. G sharp, A, and B on the D string at 6, 7, 9. 6, 7, and 9 on the 3rd string will give you C sharp, D, and E. So you're getting a lot of parallel fingering pairings here, which is convenient. The last 2 strings of this shape will be 7, 9, 10, which will give you F sharp, G, and A. And finally B, C sharp, and D at 7, 9, and 10 on the 1st string E. Okay, so the idea with this lick here is not just playing the scale straight up and down, but it's actually playing a group of 5 notes per string. So we're only dealing with 3 notes in reality, but the way it's phrased is when you start with the index finger on the 6th string 5th fret, you're doing 5, 7, 9, 7, 5. Because that phrase begins and ends with the index finger, the convenient thing is that when you get to the next string, we can do the same basic idea in reverse. If we did a group of 5 that starts with the pinky and goes 9, 7, 5, 7, 9, then we have opposing fingers that are able to initiate the next string without having to jump one finger over every time. Imagine if you were to do this with the index finger starting every single time. You'd have index, you'd have to jump the index to the next string. It'd be very awkward, clumsy, and probably, set yourself up for extra noise that you don't want. So the convenient thing about this pattern of 5 notes is it will begin and end with the same finger, meaning that you get to initiate the next string with the pinky. Next string will be index, pinky, index. So here's a slow demonstration of round 1. So 5, 7, 9, 7, 5. The next string, 9, 7, 5, 7, 9. When you get to the next string, the D string, starting on the G sharp, you'll be beginning with the index again. So 3rd string. That one began with the pinky. Now we're going to start with the index for the string here, the B string, and pinky. So the idea here is, as I found, it's not a completely, groundbreaking idea by any means, but I use this idea to warm up for a gig, or just to kind of give my legato left hand technique a little bit of a boost. It kind of wakes it up. Partly because the groups of 5 with the beginning, starting with the index, beginning with the pinky, kind of makes you think a little bit. But I also found that it exercises finger combinations in both ways. So not just ascending, descending, but descending, ascending. And let's face it, it has kind of a neat roll sound to it, doesn't it? Yeah, it's kind of neat. So what I do personally when I'm doing this is I will run through, sometimes I just stay in this one shape. And I'll just ascend, descend the groups of 5. Sometimes what I like to do is I will ascend one shape and then descend a second shape. For example, you already know shape 1 from the beginning. I will descend shape 2. A quick reference there will be 12, 10, 9 on the 1st string, 12, 10, 9 on the 2nd, 11, 9, 7 for strings 3, 4, 5, so 3 strings in a row there, and then 10, 9, 7 for the 6th string. And I'll do the same thing. I'll start with the index finger, play 5 notes, pinky, index, pinky, index, pinky. Oop, let's try that one again. There we go. And now I've got a little more momentum and movement throughout the fretboard while staying in key. That might sound like this. That kind of idea. This is not limited to straight major and minor scales. This could be used even with pentatonics. If you had a, let's say this is sort of an E minor pentatonic based idea with string skips. You can still do the same thing. This is a very common lick idea that I see a lot of people use, where you have 3 notes per string. Again, that's the key with this concept. To get 5 notes, you're going to need 3 notes on a string to make this roll of 5 happen. So it can be done with pentatonics, a little stretchier, but here's E minor pentatonic with this concept. I'm starting on the 5th string, 7th fret, and I'm going to do 7, 10, 12, which will give me E, G, and A. I'll skip a string, and I'll do D at 7, E at 9, G at 12 on the 3rd string, and then I'll go to the 1st string, skip another string and get to the high E string, and we're back to the fretting of 7, 10, and 12, which gives us B, D, and E again. You hear this all the time in a lot of more modern kind of playing. But again, if you add the idea of the 5-note roll per string, you can get some neat stuff there. So honestly, this could be used in a lot of contexts. Whatever scale, tonality you care to use, by all means do it. You can also use this concept to target a specific finger group and not necessarily adhere to a scale. So for example, let's say your ring and pinky were feeling like they need a little bit of a boost. You can literally just play this one shape all the way across. It's not going to amount to any actual scale. It's, you know, it's just literally a finger pattern, but it allows you to zoom in on a weak finger combination. So you could do it like that. If ring and pinky were your you know, arch nemesis, for a lot of players it is, you can just take that same concept and roll it up, roll it back. You can move it up a fret at a time, take it to whatever extreme you want. And because of that, this concept, which is what I called it in the beginning, this legato concept, is very flexible. You can use it to do whatever you need it to do. And like I said, I use it as a warm-up before a gig, recording, or even if I just feel like I haven't spent enough time lately working on my legato technique. This is a good one to kind of wake everything up. Can also be used for cool licks, right? I mean, just think of that idea. Right? Or you could even go... When you have a warm-up idea like this, look for opportunities to actually employ it in your playing, and I think you'll find that it will be 2 birds in 1 stone. You'll get a good workout and warm-up for your left hand or whatever the technique is, but also you will be able to integrate it into your playing, which is obviously a really good bonus. So there you go. Check it out. Let me know what you think in the comments, and see you in the next one.